Hey everybody, my name is Phillip Shepard. I'm a local real estate agent located right here in Northwest Arkansas. And today we're talking about, this has been long overdue, but there has been so many awards given to people and businesses in Northwest Arkansas for the last couple months. And we need to talk about those. We really do. So let's talk about that. But before we begin, if you could like and share this video with a friend or family, that would make the world of difference. I try to produce as much content as humanly possible about Northwest Arkansas. So sharing with friends and family, just make sure that everyone can live, work, and play all in NWA. So thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. Also, if you haven't been down to Northwest Arkansas quite yet, I made something called the NWA Starter Pack, and it sounds exactly what it is. It's a starter pack full of all the cool things in Northwest Arkansas. What are the hospitals like? What are the schools like? What are the downtown sections like? What are the the maps, the biking maps? There's hundreds of miles of trails of biking. You know, what's that about? So if you want to enter your information below, obviously name, address, where am I shipping this package to? It's literally a package that comes right to your home. So enter your information below and I'll make that package shipped to you right away. Also, side note, it does come with your first free mountain bike. So that's pretty cool. I think so. And. It is my favorite four-letter F word. Free! So enter your information below and I'll make sure to get the package shipped to you right away. All right, so the first award we need to talk about is actually an owner that owns Yeyo's in Bentonville, Arkansas, Rogers. He owns a couple different locations around here. But Yeyo's owner actually is going to be nominated for a James Beard Award, and he's going to be up in Chicago, obviously potentially winning. So if you don't know what the James Beard Award is, obviously it's an award given to restaurateurs, and it's actually, this one's dedicated to like people, actual restaurants in the South. And so he might win an award for being the best restaurant in the South. So that's super cool. Now, if you haven't been to Yeyo's in Bentonville or Rogers, it was awarded per the course for Yeyo's. Great food. I've done videos on them. Fantastic. Well worth checking out. But it did like obviously make the nomination for the top, like I think the top like 50 restaurants out of New York Times like best restaurants in America. So that I think that put it on the map. So it's really cool. But it's exciting to see just a restaurateur, someone who owns a restaurant in Northwest Arkansas, be nominated for such a privileged award. He definitely deserves it. He's done such a good job in his restaurants, and the food quality and the presentation, everything about Yeyo's just deserves it. So if you are in the Bentonville, Northwest Arkansas area, definitely check out Yeyo's. The one that I like to go to is either in the downtown section of Rogers, as well as the downtown section of Bentonville, which is actually on 8th Street near Momentary. So both those are very good. They have actual food trucks as well, but well worth checking out Yeyo's. But it's really cool to see a local person actually get nominated for an award for being some of the best restaurants in America. So that's really cool for that to happen. All right, and so number two, and this is, we're talking about two architectural awards dedicated to Theater Squared. I'm gonna read them from my computer, so because obviously a lot of words, but I'm gonna read them and we're gonna talk about why that's so important for Theater Squared. So Theater Squared won the 2023 American Institute of Architects, like the design award. So super cool. And the second award they won for 2023 was actually the Institute of Theater Technology Architecture Award. So both a design award and an architectural award dedicated for Theater Squared. So Theater Squared is probably, I would consider, and I've always considered it, like almost like, it's not a modern marvel, but they designed it so insane and so well. If you don't know what Theater Squared is, it's a kind of a Broadway play production suite over in downtown Fayetteville next to the Walton Arts Center. So it's really close to downtown Fayetteville. Super cool place. Well worth checking out once you're in the Fayetteville area or even the NWA area in general. But usually any sort of Broadway plays will come to Theater Squared. It is kind of this very interesting place because obviously there's a huge theater, but it really is interesting because they kind of bring community together. It's not just a place where you just like come in the doors and go to the theater. Like they actually want you to hang out and, you know, be involved in the community, meet the actors, meet everything around there. So they really push that whole community-centric place. But obviously this is not about that, but they're actually winning awards for design and architecture. And it is by far one of the coolest buildings in NWA, probably obviously one of the coolest buildings in all of America. And so again, it's not surprising that there are so many awards given to buildings in Northwest Arkansas. And this is just the last couple of months. I've done other videos on other buildings that have won other awards like Fayetteville School, Walton Arts Center, the Ozark Co-op in Fayetteville, different school buildings up in Bentonville and Rogers. So we're winning awards in Northwest Arkansas all the time. But for this specific one, Theater Squared won more awards again. It is not surprising at all. Whoa, before we jump on to the next point, I have something brand new called Instant Home Updates. So maybe you're looking to move down to Northwest Arkansas and you're using things like Realtor.com or Zillow.com. Notifications, way too slow, way too slow. That's why I made something called Instant Home Updates. That sounds exactly what it is. It's literally Instant Home Updates. So enter your information below, name, square footage, bedrooms, bathrooms. What are you looking for? What areas are you looking for in Northwest Arkansas? If you enter your information below, I'll make sure you don't miss a single notification when it comes for homes for sale or for rent all in Northwest Arkansas. Also, every single Friday, I send an email out just kind of talking about all things NWA. What musicians are coming here. What's going to be the long list of musicians for the Walmart Amphitheater this year. It's still adding up. There's so many. If you enter your email below, I'll make sure you get that email every single Friday, just kind of talking about all those different things. But side note, you'll get a little fear of missing out, a little FOMO, so to speak, but I'll make sure you're the most informed person eventually when you make your way down to Northwest Arkansas. And number 3 is going to be kind of combining 2 of them together. And the first one to talk about in number 3 is actual Experience Fayetteville's Art Court. So Experience Fayetteville, if you don't know what that is actually the tourism arm of Fayetteville, as you probably assumed, but they actually designed something called the Art Court. The Art Court is on Dixon Street in downtown Fayetteville. It is a wild, artistic place because it's literally a basketball court, but it is, I would consider, almost a little trippy because there's like these weird lines everywhere. It's definitely more of the artistic side, but it's meant to be like an art piece inside of a actual street itself. A lot of times we have art pieces on like walls and murals and stuff like that. Really cool. We have obviously like designing and like obviously physical pieces of art that are along the trail systems in Northwest Arkansas, around obviously the Razorback Pathway and all the things. But this one's very different because they actually built a basketball court on Dixon Street and made that self an art piece. And so that's what gave it an award and made it obviously award winning, was just thinking outside the box and doing something so different. Because when it comes to Northwest Arkansas and Fayetteville in general, is the fact that obviously we're always looking to, obviously push the boundaries of what art and culture is. And when it pushes the boundaries of obviously when it comes to trail systems and alternative transportation. So it just is part of the course, fits the course of just doing something unique like that. And the second part of number 3 is the rail yard, the actual like new stage over in the downtown section of Rogers. This was kind of his first year being used for that. So there is concerts all year long in downtown Rogers. I was able to experience quite a few of them. Super fun, super cool, well worth checking out because community centric, Onyx, all the different businesses right around downtown Rogers. So Rogers actually leveraged that for Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue, which is a large motorcycle event that happens every single year, and they used it for downtown Rogers this year. So super cool. It won a couple awards this year, so it's fun to see Rogers be put on the map for all the awards it's winning for all the cool things they're doing downtown as well. And number 4, and this is the last one, both JB Hunt and Tyson were both on the Forbes list for most admired companies in all of the world. And so it makes sense that they are obviously on this list because of where they're all located. Obviously, Northwest Arkansas, and so they obviously give their employees a lot of benefits. The other cool thing is that obviously these are very employee-driven companies, meaning like obviously the employees vote for these companies, and it's really fun to see their employees backing the fact that these are some of the most admired companies in the world. Now, obviously, like I said, is probably the location where it is, both live, work, and play all around the area, of course, and so the environment's great. But on top of that, I just know a lot of people that work both at JB Hunt and Tyson, and they are, I would say, cheerleaders for the companies. I've had a lot of people that have moved from across America to work for these companies specifically, and they came from, I would consider, very fast-paced work environments. They didn't have time for their families and communities, wherever they're coming from. But when they move here, things just change a little bit because the employees that work with these companies seem to really love it. Like they've invested a lot of time, energy, and like their thought process into helping these companies move along and enjoy their work. But at the same time, they've also mentioned that their work-life balance is so much better here than it was ever in the past. So it's not surprising that both JB Hunt and Tyson are on these lists because I've heard so many stories of people saying those exact things. So it's really cool to be part of all this happening right here in Northwest Arkansas and helping people move to both JB Hunt and Tyson for jobs, and just they're having a great time over there. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Again, if you are thinking about coming down to Northwest Arkansas, download my 3-day itinerary link below. Maybe you're a adventurer, maybe you're a sports person, maybe you're a foodie, maybe you're a sightseer, maybe you have kids. There is a 3-day itinerary that you can use. You can download right now, all linked below. So go ahead and download it and use it when you get down here. Also, when you do come down here, I can give you the $10 tour so I can kind of show you around the whole area. Plus, we can check out some homes for sale or for rent and see how far your dollar will go in Northwest Arkansas compared to where you're coming from. All right, guys, let's see you next one.